My name is Sam Kelt, and this is an introduction to the sport of fencing. There are three main styles of fencing. The one that I personally do, and that most people begin with, is called foil. This is my own personal foil that I use during competitions. The reason that most people begin with foil is because it is seen as a mixture of the other two styles. The target area for foil is the torso, except for the arms and part of the neck, which is actually the bib on your mask. The right-of-way rules apply, which I will be going over later. The ways to score, you can only stab with the tip of your blade in the on-target area. And it was used for practice for foot soldiers, along with epee, which I will go over in a second. The second style of fencing is saber. The target area is the waist up, anywhere on the waist up, so that does include the arms and the whole mask. Right-of-way rules again apply, but this time, for saber, you can score by either slashing the opponent with the side of your blade, or again by stabbing them with the tip. This was used more as a practice for people on horseback. The third style is epee, which I mentioned earlier. The target area is the entire body this time. No right-of-way rules apply though. This is the only style where there are no right-of-way rules. And again, like foil, you can only score a point by stabbing them. And like foil, it was used for practice for foot soldiers. Now, for some basic information, here is some important fencing gear. This is the jacket. It is just used for protection. Most of this gear is used for protection. For foil, it's basically just protection of the arms. But in epee, since the whole body is on target, there's nothing worn over the jacket. The knickers are the special pants that fencers wear. A fencer wears a glove on the dominant hand, which is the hand that holds the blade. There are also special fencing shoes to make sure that the strips do not get marked. Now, there's something called an underarm protector, and then there's also a chest protector. These are to protect the underarm of your weapon hand and to protect your chest. Body cords connect you to electric scoring machines, which help keep track of points and register when somebody touches. There's also a lame, which I have with me right here. This is a foil lame, but there are also a different type of lame for saber. That signifies where on target is. And here is a mask. This is a foil mask, as you can see by the electric bib. Saber masks are all electric, and epee just wear a mask like this, which again, like the jacket, there's no electric scoring, or no electric area on it because the whole body is on target. Now, we need to talk about bout lengths and scorings. All tournaments start with a round-robin stage called pools. The results from pools are used for seeding in the next round. The fencers are split into pools of generally around 5 to 8 people, and they all fence each other. The winner is the first to score 5 points, but there's a 3-minute time limit. So once somebody gets to 5 points, the bout is over, or at the end of 3 minutes, whoever has a higher score wins. However, there occasionally is a tie. If there is a tie, there's a 1-minute overtime period, and the first to score wins. If it's still tied at the end, though, the winner with priority wins. Priority is randomly determined by generally something like a coin flip at the beginning of the minute overtime period. The second round of the tournament is called direct eliminations, or DEs for short. This is the final round. It's a general single elimination bracket. The winner is the first to score 15 points, and this time there are 3 3-minute time periods. There's a 1 minute break between periods for foil and epee. In saber there is a break, but that's after one fencer reaches a score of 8. If there's a tie at the end, the same rules apply for pool with the overtime period. For target area, this is the location on the body where points can be scored. So this only applies for foil and saber. Again, in epee, the target area rules, or in epee, target area is the whole body. So this is mainly for foil and epee. When a point is scored, fencers reset at the starting location. There are lines on the strip that mark where the starting area is. If an area besides the on-target area is hit, the fencers stop and restart at the spot where the action took place. This is called off-target. Right-of-way rules, which is also known as priority, again, only apply in foil and saber. In epee, there can be double touches. Right-of-way is considered the authority to attack. Points can be scored by the fencer without priority, but if both fencers hit at the same time, then the person with the right-of-way gets the point. If no one has the right-of-way, then the touch is treated like an off-target, and there is no point, and the fencers just reset like you would for an off-target. Some common ways to get priority are to initiate the attack, or to take a parry and riposte, which I will be discussing later. Now these are just the most common ways to receive right-of-way. There are others, but they are a little bit more complicated. Now the basic position for fencing is called on guard. It's the position in which all bouts are fenced, and every person and each style has a little variation on it, but it's generally the same. You do it by putting your feet at a right angle, shoulder width apart. The dominant foot and hand are in the front. The knees are bent, and the weapon is pointed straight at the opponent. Now, for some basic footwork, which is how you move in fencing, advance is one of the common footworks. It's for moving forward, like advancing. You start in on guard. You move the front foot out a small distance, and you put the heel down first. And then you move the back foot the same distance to stay shoulder width apart, and rest your foot down the rest of the way. The other basic footwork, the defensive one, is called retreat. It's done like the advance, but exactly opposite. Now, it's important to be able to attack while fencing. The advance is the basic offensive action. However, there are other ones that are important to know. For example, an extension of the arm straight out is the first step to attacks and can be won on its own. The other basic attack that is very commonly used is the lunge, which is pictured right here. You start by extending the arm, and you push off the ground with your back foot really hard and try to shoot forward instead of up. You land far enough to make your body extended, as pictured here. However, attacking is not the only thing that's important. It's also important to know how to defend yourself. The most basic action is the retreat, because you are getting out of the way of your opponent when you retreat. The other common action is the parry, and there are many different types of parries. To parry, you have to engage your opponent's blade. After you engage your opponent's blade, which means that you're touching their blade, you push the blade away from your body. This, like I mentioned earlier, can be used to receive right-of-way. After that, you have to riposte, which is the attack after the parry. The riposte is done generally by an extension or a lunge, and you should usually retreat with the parry. However, if the opponent is far enough away, it is not always necessary. There are many important benefits of fencing that can help people throughout their life. And also it's important to note that you can fence for almost your whole life. The most important physical benefits include coordination, agility, and balance. Mentally, fencing is also very helpful. Some things that fencing helps with are focus, hand-eye coordination, and problem solving. Here's a video of me fencing. It shows a lot of the important things that I talked about. As you can see, we are both moving forward and backwards, and as you just saw there, he attacked, and even though he had right of way, I went in without it, and I still received the, oh wait, he received the point, my bad. He attacked me, so he had right of way, and he received the point. Now, on this point, we are both engaging our blade constantly, and that was seen as my parry riposte, which is my way of receiving right of way. As you can see these lines on the ground, that's the middle line. That's an example of the on-guard line, which is where you start the bouts. We're both moving forward, constantly moving. You have to keep on moving, and you have to be extremely agile. In that one, he tried to attack me, I dodged it and attacked, which is called a counterattack, which even though you don't have right of way, you still receive the point if you hit him and he misses you. Now as you can see, we are constantly moving, you can never stop. Right there, I paused for a second, which is why he was able to attack me and get that point. Now, the ref always has to start with, he always says, fencers ready, on guard, ready, fence, at the beginning of every point. Right there, I dodged him, and he missed the attack, so I am receiving it. He missed the first time, and my counterattack hit, and then he hit off target. The colored lights show up when you hit on target, the white lights show up when you hit off target. That point, he received because, again, his attack, I just stood there and tried to counterattack. Sometimes you have to straighten your blade when it gets too bent, then it's hard to hit the other fencer, it slides off. Right there, he tried to attack, he missed, my attack landed though, so I received the point. Now, again, the ref always has to start the bout, so sometimes there can be a pause in between points. Now, we're constantly moving and engaging each other's blades, and the video is freezing, but right there, he just attacked me, I parried, reposted, and landed. And here's my bibliography. Thank you for watching.